and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto, and today guys we are taking a cheeky look at Ethereum, and specifically we're going to be talking about the recent rally to the new all-time highs, and we're going to have a look and see just how sustainable it is to continue this push upwards. We're going to talk about potential pullbacks, we're going to have a look at potential highs and some price predictions for the ETH in the short term, as well as the long term, Chris, because I think you've got some nice price predictions for ETH as well. So as always guys, if you find it useful, informative, maybe there's a dash of entertainment in there, do go ahead and smash that like button for Chris. He really does appreciate it, as do I. And if by chance you're not yet subscribed to the channel, do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And of course Chris, because I feel that this is the right kind of video. And by chance that two of our viewers might also be into Cardano as well as Ethereum, then you would be well positioned to understand that we actually have a Cheeky Crypto delegation pool, a staking pool. So if you're a Cardano ADA holder as well as an Ethereum holder, then you can go ahead and delegate your Cardano into the Cheeky Crypto staking pool, and we would love to have you there minting blocks with you, and really helping to decentralize the Cardano blockchain. So you can find that on the Deadliest, the URI, or the Atomic wallet under the ticker of Cheek. So do check that out if you're an ADA holder. And I just feel that that's a good topic to kind of cover in this video, Chris, because we're talking about Ethereum. So a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
So let's jump over to the Ethereum chart and see what's going on.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, it's been popping today, Nick.
It really has, yeah, absolutely. So here we are, Ethereum to the USD on the daily to start with. We can see a couple of things immediately on this chart, right? We can see we have a trend line going up here. Okay, that's basically acting as our support trend line, moving to the upside. We also have another trend line at the top end here. That's proving to become our resistance of that trend line. Okay, so we have this parallel channel moving to the upside. Okay, so really good indicator that we're kind of bouncing between these areas. So let's take a look. Obviously, most recently, 2 days here setting all-time highs for the Ethereum token, which is fantastic. So price is going well. We can also see lots of volume, and actually in the last 2 days, the volumes have been decreasing rather than increasing. So there's a huge spike up from here, but in the last 3 days, it's basically triangular motion. Okay, with volume went up and actually came down, but the price obviously continued to rally hard, which was good to see. We're in a positive MACD situation here as well, Chris, on this daily chart, and the RSI is about to enter the status of overbought. Okay, so it's just about at the 70 level at the moment. So yeah, we're going to be overbought pretty soon. And obviously we were overbought here when we had all of this rally to the upside. So there's still potential to come higher before potentially coming down. So we could potentially hit our trend line up here, which would potentially put this thing at around $1,800, which is also an area of resistance. So we could hit $1,800, Chris, and then pull back, correcting our RSI. But let's take a look at what the 4-hourly chart is going to show us, right? So again, trading within this channel, we can see the absolute momentum that we've had most recently here on the Ethereum chart on this 4-hourly candles. Huge green volume. It's no selling happened here, Chris. It's just pretty much solid green volume. Lots to the upside and slightly calling off to the downside. So really good stuff on the volume side. The MACDs are obviously very positive as well, and we are overbought at this point in time. So as always, when we come up into this zone here, we do have to prepare ourselves for a correction to the downside. So the question really becomes, are we getting to the top end of this RSI? Are we going to go and see something as high as a 90 on this RSI, or are we going to stick around this 84 area and actually pull back into the comfortable zone before moving up again? So what you can see is obviously with this particular rally here on this 4-hourly chart, we had this motion to the upside, okay, and then we had the kind of sideways trading, which kind of is this part here, and then the correction to the downside, correcting our RSI all the way down to the bottom here. Now the same thing happens. We're up here, we had that high, and then we corrected down, got us this section, and most recently we were up at this high here. and corrected about here on the 40 level of the RSI, which was that level. And then obviously we've rallied to where we are today, right, which is fantastic to see. So we are potentially going to be holding off. The question really just becomes, is there momentum to get up to the top end here before cooling off? So let's pull this down into our 1 hourly view, Chris, where we can look at it from a truly granular level. Obviously, we can see a lot of information. I'm just going to try to dive straight into here, expand the candles a little bit, make it a little bit easier for everyone to see. Okay, so this is the recent movement that we've been having here on the hourly. Okay, so we can see some fantastic sideways trading here. That would have helped seriously cool off this RSI a little bit. Okay, and you can see just the small kind of correction can have an impact on this RSI. So it doesn't have to be a huge correction to do it. It just needs to be enough. If you get the right circumstances, then this thing can continue to the upside. So let's take a look and see if we're getting there. So currently in the last few hours, we are trading sideways up here, okay, and in doing so, we are starting to correct this RSI slightly to the downside. We want to pull this thing down into an area where it's more comfortable. Ideally for us, that's going to be somewhere between 40 and 30. Down here, it's going to really kick off to the upside. Now, we can pull it down to 50 and we should still have a lot of momentum to go to the upside. But, ultimately, we want to kind of cool off down here first to get the maximum swing to the upside. But I can deal with a 50 if that comes. Now, the other thing to point out here is we obviously have that positive MACD situation at the moment with the positive cross having here, the negative cross here, and the last positive over here. So we were in a positive MACD situation pretty much this entire run up to here, right? So all of that was positive MACD. But we were also very much overbought for the majority of that. So calling off like this is very much what we want. And why this was so successful in pulling this down to here was all testament to this volume. It flattened out, right? So up here, the volume, when it went sideways and came down a little bit, that is what we want to see if we want to correct this RSI whilst maintaining our current price. So let's pull this down a little bit into my understanding here, is that what we want to do is pull down our RSI to at least 50, okay, and potentially just pull the price down to around this area, okay, which would be around the 1,560, so $1,560 from the current position. So you'd probably drop about, yeah, just under $100 off of the price tag, okay. Doing that with a decrease in volume on here could get the RSI nicely corrected and poised for the next leg up. So let's pull this back to the daily view, Chris, because this is where it all comes a little bit more interesting. Up here, where the trend line is, that kicks in at $1,800. So the fact that on the daily chart here, we're not, overbought, we could continue this momentum up. The volumes would have to switch. The volumes would definitely have to be going to the upside to continue that kind of momentum. Otherwise, we know we're actually overbought on the hourly and therefore need to correct. So we could potentially just call off a little baby red candle here, could correct our RSI. The volumes on the daily is going down, so we can get a calling on the volumes whilst we have that correction there. Correct this. The MACD will follow whatever the RSI will do. Ultimately, we could position ourselves up towards that $1,800 very, very soon. Probably no more than 1 or 2 days away, Chris. So we could be potentially hitting our price target here of $1,962 for the Ethereum token, probably within the next sort of week or so, I would have thought. So really getting some momentum to the upside. And once obviously we take care of that, we should be aiming to take on the next price target, which is the $2,820. Now, this is a really key one because when we hit this price target, I believe that is when the rest of the alt season is really going to get heating up nicely. And we're going to start seeing a lot of those other altcoins really popping nicely as well. I think we're going to start seeing Cardano, Stellar Lumens. We're going to have a whole host of those altcoins doing very, very well. Chris, anything you want to talk about with Ethereum? Because I know you're invested in Ethereum itself. I personally am not, but I do like talking about Ethereum.
Yeah, so for me, well, it feels like a long time ago. We haven't been on YouTube that long, but in the grand scheme of things, YouTube terms, a long time ago, I mentioned story time. I mentioned about my prediction for ETH, which was $8,000. And if you scroll back, to some of the earlier videos and live streams that we've done, there were a lot of people laughing in my face about a prediction like that. But no, I was passionate about it. I still am. I don't align to like the 50,000, the $100,000 predictions and everything that we've seen after my $8,000 prediction. I think there were some 10,000s as well. I don't align to any of those either. But I do think it's going to do really well. In saying that, I do kind of feel like doing well is going to be its own worst enemy in the respect of the gas fees and all that sort of stuff. And I appreciate there's some other projects out there trying to support with some of these issues, and maybe that will change. And I am keeping my eyes on all of those sort of developments. But ultimately, I do see the likes of Polkadot, Cardano paused to take some of that market cap from Ethereum in that process. So I think my first exit point is about £2,000 thereabouts, UK sterling, and then we're likely to see a retrace, which is pretty much what it kind of aligns to what you've said in the charts. My figures might be off a little bit with the UK US
conversion rates, absolutely. So I think it's all to play for. I think that Ethereum is going to have a fantastic year. It's very clear that it's already hit all-time high, but it's only really just starting its potential run to the top. And now is really the time that the rest of the alt seasons are also going to take notice and really kick in, right? So one to definitely pay attention to. I think it's going to do really, really well. And we just have to see if we can break out of this parallel channel, which may just be a few days away now. And once this thing really kicks in and gets going, it's going to be hard to stop. So if you guys have found this video useful and informative, do go ahead and smash that like button for Chris. He really does appreciate it. With that said, if by chance you're not yet subscribed to the channel, then do go ahead and subscribe, because by subscribing you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And with all that said, we hope you have a fantastic day, guys, and we'll catch you all in the next one.